Welcome everyone and welcome back to another video from Views from the Stands. Your host is here and we're back, guys. Apologies for the lapse and just not posting videos and being away from the channel. Had to work on some things, focus on some personal stuff, and we're back. So we're going to be focusing on our channel. We're going to be looking into just improving things, revamping things, and just trying to make this a better experience for you guys, right? And so yeah, if you aren't aware, we are on a road to 100 subscribers. So please go hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It means a lot to me that you guys take a second out of your day, right, to post to hit that button. So please go do that and help us get that road to 100 successful. So, guys, we're going to be talking about college football. So we're going to be doing our weekly kind of rundowns on what's going on in the college football space. Anything from preseason rankings, postseason rankings, games within the week, past games, future games, recruiting. Definitely going to be focused on just kind of like giving you updates on recruiting and what's going on in that space. So I know it's a crazy world over there. So want to make sure you guys are up to date. So, guys, let's get into it. And we're going to start off with the preseason rankings here with the AP Top 25. The top 10 goes as Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and Florida State. That rounds the top 10. There's been a lot of conversation about the 1 and 2, about how people feel Ohio State deserves Georgia. I disagree. I mean, Georgia almost has like a 40-game regular season win streak. They have the better QB, and they just have the better team overall. Regardless of what Ohio State has added, we guys see it on the field first. We've seen it in terms of Georgia and what Kirby Smart does. So I feel good with that decision. You could make an argument with 3 and 4. I really don't care, to be honest. And I really don't care where my Trojans are at 23. I mean, Joe Klatt has them at 14, so obviously other people feel better than the AP poll. But preseason is preseason rankings, right? At the end of the day, to me. So I mean, it's a bunch of nothing to me, and you got to show it on the field at the end of the day to rank yourselves. So that's about it for that. We're going to get into week 0, guys. And really, there's only one big game for week 0. There's 4 total out there. But the big one is the Florida State Seminoles facing the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Yeah. So they are 11.5 point favorite dogs. It started as 11.5 as well. So it hasn't changed much. Even the over and under hasn't changed much as well. It's probably because it's a week 0 game. They just don't know. It's in Dublin, Ireland as well, if you do not know that. So the College Game Day crew is going to be out there. Pat McAfee and his crew are going to be out there. So it's obviously a big thing for ESPN and to make sure that they do well. So 9 a.m. local time on the West Coast, 12 p.m. Eastern, guys. Right now, give me the plus 11.5. I mean, I like Florida State has talent. They have a good QB. Something about this Georgia Tech team, man. They did make some improvements, I believe, on their defensive staff as well. They've been really killing it on the recruiting trail lately, and I think there's good vibes there, and so give me the 11.5, man, and I think this is going to be a closer game than what we anticipate, but we'll find out. So, guys, again, this is really the only big game that we're going to be talking about for week 0. Normally in the weeks, we'll kind of break it down. We'll look at the whole schedule from Thursday to that Saturday of that given week and just kind of, pick on a few games and just talk about it. So, lastly, real quick before we move on, I am very interested to see what DJ looks like, right? DJU, he's at Florida State now. He started at Clemson, went to Oregon State. Now he is at FSU. So, again, very interested to see how he looks with those weapons that they have. So, moving on to recruiting here, guys, and we're going to be talking about a few people that have been verbally committed And so we're going to start with the first one here, and it's 4-star safety Bryce Fitzgerald. As you can see, he is committed to the U, Miami. 6'1", 180 safety from Miami, Florida. He chose the Hurricanes over LSU, Florida State, and Florida. So pretty much, again, he's staying home to bring a natty to the 305 is kind of what his big statement was on this post. Not gonna lie, pretty fire post here from Hayes. But what a solid pickup. I mean, this is the wild west in terms of trying to get all these top guy, top tier talent. Next guy is Mike Taylor, 2025 or Tyler, excuse me, Mike Tyler, tight end, 2025 class, commits to LSU. As you can see, 6'4", 230 from Columbia, South Carolina. He chose the Tigers over Duke and West Virginia. So, I mean, just based off those two teams, I mean, I think he picked obviously one of the better programs and the better conference, obviously. But Duke and West Virginia, they're no slouch, obviously, either. So next one here is actually I think a big one here. It's Shakay Miles Knight. He is a running back out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, 6'2", 220. He is committed to Ole Miss, and I think this is a big get for Ole Miss, given the fact that they have a running back that was decommitted about a couple months ago, Aylin Deer. One we'll be talking about him actually here shortly. He's most likely going to a different school, right? He's not going to be recommitting to Ole Miss. So for Ole Miss to basically replace that guy and get a solid running back, a talented running back, shows a lot. So Ole Miss got him over Tennessee, Miami, Auburn, and Alabama. So big time schools, and obviously pretty much all SEC teams were looking at getting at this guy. All right, next one here is a big man, to be honest, a huge man, and this is a big win for Tennessee in my opinion. And it is David Sanders Jr., 6'6", 290 from Charlotte, North Carolina. He chose the Vols over Ohio State, Nebraska, and Georgia. I think Georgia was definitely the last team. I think going into this past weekend, it was a 3-team race. I'd say it says Vols, Ohio State, and Nebraska. Probably a bigger loss for Ohio State, just given the fact that what they do in terms of NIL and just their consistency in recruiting and whatnot. So definitely a big loss and a big win for Tennessee. Again, he's the number 1 O tackle in the 2025 class. So he's going to the 704 to the 865. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Tennessee. And I mean, Tennessee's doing some pretty good things, man. I got to say, really shout out to them, man. All right, guys, we're going to just be talking about a couple commitments upcoming here in this next week or so. And just talked about him kind of. Aylin Deer, running back out of Mississippi. So again, right, this is we're talking about with the Ole Miss and even Mississippi State. Like, this is a kid that's most likely going to be leaving the state, and he's most likely going to be going to Alabama. That's been the projections and the predictions out there for a while. It's where I predict, just based off what I personally see, obviously. And yeah, he's going to be a Crimson Tide. So shout out to him, man, and hopefully he enjoys his commitment day. Next one here, truly the last one of the day, guys. It is big time offensive tackle Nick Brooks out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He was a former Iowa commit in the past, obviously decommitted, and now he's down to Texas, Georgia, and USC. From what I hear, it is a Texas-USC battle right now, with Texas leading. And it sounds like Texas will get Nick Brooks. We'll see. There's still time for USC to change that narrative. But, I mean, given the fact that USC technically has 2 tackles, I do think one of them, could slide into guard if we were to get like a Nick Brooks or just a different offensive tackle out there. But this is recruiting, baby, and this is the Wild West, the NIL, and so Texas definitely giving him a pretty good package. We're offering a good package as well, but Texas is Texas, so they're on a run, and that's kind of the thing with recruiting is like when you see a team start getting a recruit or two here and there, right? You start it just adds on more throughout that month or throughout that week and stuff. So these staffs across the country, they really get recruiting and know how to push those buttons right and get these guys to commit. Guys, so that will conclude our college football episode. Hope you guys enjoyed all three of the segments in terms of the preseason poll, the week 0 game. Go check out the 11.5 if you guys think the same. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. And hope you guys like the recruiting section. Definitely want to talk more about recruiting and just in terms of across the country and not just USC in general. But for more USC stuff, please go check out Like the Torch podcast. I'm on there with my guys. Please go check out Trojan Blade. Check out Tim Pragney, USCJ. There's others out there that I'm forgetting obviously, but I mean those are the main guys, man. Love them to death. And guys, enjoy the rest of your fabulous week, and we'll talk next week. Peace.